It's our 55th field days. We've been on this site for over 40 years. When we run Handy Field Days, it's a social day as well. So we had no doubt that the numbers would come through the gate, because you might be 3 hours east of here, but you're going to meet your mate who's 3 hours west. It is an important day to get out and meet your friends and meet those people who, if you're from east of here, you're not doing it quite as tough as the guys west of here, so you can easily lend a hand and a bit of an ear.
Our family farm's north of Ganmain, so about 65 kilometres northwest of Wagga, where we now crop the whole farm. My father and grandfather are both still living and active on the farm as well. We had about 150 mils rain in December, so as much as the calendar doesn't look so good, if we take it back to December, including that harvest rain we had last year, which was a bit of a pain at the time, but that 150 mils is actually giving us a bit of bulk in crops now.
I'm a fourth generation farmer. I've always been on the land. I have a metal workshop on the farm that I created about 12 years ago to make sheep, cattle and hay feeders. Also I have a sheep feedlot there as well, which I developed that about 5 years ago, and that's fully automated. Last year we made 4,000 feeders through Victoria, New South Wales and South Australia and parts of Queensland. Feeder sales have been high because of the drought. They can see the benefit to get a store lamb to a finished lamb, so even at the higher grain prices it's still a no-brainer. It's still very economical to do that.
It's pretty well in 4 quarters that I'd say the southeast is still in the game, certainly, and you can get up into some areas sort of around Wallenbean in that area, and actually really that sort of area could actually do quite well. Once we sort of get to southwest New South Wales, I suppose a fair bit of crop has been planted and it's struggling a fair bit. But once we get to sort of the northwest and the northeast, I suppose in some respects that area hasn't invested a whole lot into this crop, so, and they're, I suppose, just riding it out and waiting for it to rain, and we'll plant a crop once the moisture triggers there to actually plant a crop again.
As an industry and our farmers, and with the technology available, we can grow crops and produce yields on lesser rainfall using technology. We're a farm machinery manufacturing company. We spend approximately $400 million in research and development of the products per year. The drought obviously does affect sales of machinery in general. However, that's why we invest heavily in technology.
The farmers are getting faced every day with a daily change on the rain. At the end of the day, whether they get grain or whether they get feed, the most important thing is to keep the livestock in Australia alive and as healthy as we can. A lot of guys, I think, are planning that the spring's going to be pretty bad. They've got to diversify as much as you can. You need to sort of have a good balance of 4 or 5 different enterprises in the one farm, and I find those farmers are the ones that probably can ride through a dry spell like we're having at the moment.
The last thing we want to do is see growers sort of put their head in the sand and not think about those decisions over summer, things like spraying weeds over summer, because that's going to be one of the most important things to make sure we generate income again next year and actually get a crop in and going. With the hay decision, it's pretty important to ensure that we don't have paddocks that are, I suppose, overgrazed and with little cover, because it's going to be a long time until we can get a winter crop back in April or May next year and actually generate cover back on those paddocks. So that's going to be fairly important, and that's going to guide decisions as well.
Farmers in the end are optimists, because I don't think you could actually continue farming for long periods of time without having some type of optimism. We do know that seasons change and climate conditions vary from year to year. 2016 was one of the wettest on records, and we had tractors pulling bogged cars out, and this year we certainly don't have that problem. But farmers are optimists, and they know it will change.